Penang's expensive.
The food. It just one thing that we judge more expensive than what we have been seeing.
The beaches are beautiful.
Yeah.
Don't get us wrong, the beaches are...
A little bit different to what we're used to.
And they're hot.
Hopping in the bath.
Hey everyone, it's Jimmy.
And Pauline.
Today we want to talk about the first impressions we have of Penang. We're outside today, in front of this beautiful mango tree actually. It's hot, humid and muggy. We just want to have a chat and talk about what we love about Penang. People are extraordinary here. I think this goes for most of Malaysia to be fair, but Penang in particular is somewhere that we've seen, whether it's the island lifestyle or the laid back lifestyle, people are really happy to sit down and have a chat to you. The amount of people we've had come up to us and just ask us about our travels. Where we're from. Probably the most we've had in Malaysia. I mean, to be fair, pretty much everyone we've met in Malaysia has been friendly. I think it's the fact that Penang gets so many more tourists that they're used to talking to tourists and not. So like in the rest of Malaysia, what we notice is that everyone's really shy and then they come out of the shell once they speak to you. But here, people just come up to you and have a chat. The amount of dogs we've patted since we've been here as well.
And cats. And animals. And yeah, everyone's just so friendly and happy. Grab drivers, people in shops, theme park attendants at Escape yesterday. Yeah, they're all amazing.
Yeah, it's just everyone's so used to tourists here, I think, and I think that's why Penang in particular gives that perception of that friendly vibe, that casual vibe, which we absolutely love because we love talking to people. So the second thing we've noticed and we really love about Penang is that the island is beautiful.
The views are spectacular.
Yes, and obviously there's Georgetown and Penang Hill and things like that. A lot of tourists know about that, but we took a trip out to Balik Palau. Incredible place. That place was absolutely unreal. You know, we did an ATV tour out there, so we were driving through the rice fields and the jungle, and it's absolutely amazing. This island is incredible. Outside of Georgetown and stuff that everyone knows about, the island itself, the whole lot is really nice and really beautiful.
The mountain range that runs through the middle, like it's just so different from one side of the island to the other. You just see every type of view.
Yeah, it's really a spectacular place to visit. Really felt like we were in Asia, you know, living our best life. So the third thing we've noticed since we've been here in Penang is the beaches. The beaches are beautiful.
Yeah.
Don't get us wrong, the beaches are
a little bit different to what we're used to.
Yeah, a lot different to what we used to. We come from Australia and the beaches in Australia are something else. You know, they're pristine, beautiful, cold. Come to the beaches here and they're hot.
Like coming in the bath.
It's like being in the bath. And they're milky. Like we got into the water and it was like we were covered in milk or
slime.
Like a silt. But it was as hot as bath water. That's what I couldn't get over. I was like, oh, it's really hot today. We're gonna go for a swim, and then bang, we're in the water. It's like, wow, it's hotter in the water than it is outside.
And then we realised that really we shouldn't be swimming in the water because of the amount of box jellyfish that are in there.
The beach itself was lovely. The beach is really nice, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna cool off in the water. I was like, wait a minute, this water's hotter than what it is outside. So we didn't get that refreshing feel. Like you go to a beach in Australia, you jump in and you cool right off. That doesn't necessarily happen here. So that was something that we observed. That was a bit of a shock for us because I looked at the beach and was like, that's a beautiful beach. That's where we're gonna park ourselves for the day. About 10 minutes in, was like, oh, this is hot, weird, no good. The infrastructure is more modern than we actually thought. I think it's because when you look at videos about Penang on YouTube and Penang Island on YouTube, it's a lot of Georgetown. Which
is the historical centre, which we understand, like it's great, amazing to see all these buildings, but you look outside of Georgetown and there is apartment buildings and there's malls and there's all those places you expect to see.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good thing about Penang specifically is that you can go to the old part of Georgetown and live that historical experience and do the tours. But then if you know, as a place to live for an extended period, you still have the modern facilities like a modern pulling out to go to the hospital as modern as it was in Australia. Big malls, you know, shopping complexes. It's all here in Penang. The impression we got before we came here is that it's a real historic, you know, fishing village. It's not.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same size as any other major city. You know, just because of you see so much of Georgetown, you're like, oh no, it's a really old place. But that was one of the impressions we got. We thought it was quite funny. So obviously we can't talk about Penang without talking about food. And that was one of the big first impressions we got, is that the food is really good here and it's everywhere.
It is.
And obviously Penang has the reputation worldwide about the food that's here. And to be fair, the food across all of Malaysia is really good. We haven't really had any bad food since we've been in Malaysia. What I think separates Penang from maybe the rest of Malaysia specifically is, you know, I was speaking to some of these food hawker vendors and they were saying that there are multiple generations that run these places. So there'll be food hawkers, been in the family 3 or 4 generations. And I think also why the food is so good here, and this is just speculation, there's no evidence of this or anything, they have a reputation to maintain, right? If you're known
some of the world's best food, so you've got to live up to that.
Exactly. You don't want to be in a place with that has the reputation for the world's best food and then not cook good food.
Yeah.
And that leads to the next thing, like the food is everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's Malaysia. I mean, Malaysia's pretty fair. It's got a pretty decent spread of food, but you literally can walk down the street and there's 6 hawkers that are serving food. The food is spread all over the place, as opposed to like, maybe that's just our bias, but we didn't really see that in some of the other places. Like in Ipoh, there was like clusters of food, but like in between there wasn't really much. Whereas it kind of feels like throw a rock and hit 3 food vendors in Penang, which is good for us. You know, obviously I like food, as you can see. I like to try different stuff, and it's everywhere.
There's such a different array, and obviously we're traveling with 2 kids, so it makes it a little bit difficult, especially with spicy stuff. Like they haven't quite got used to the spice, but the amount of people that understand English and are everywhere, when you say not spicy, they know it's for a kid, or I even specifically say it's for a kid, so not spicy. Very easy to order and very, very nice food.
And I think that's part of the having dealt with so many tourists is obviously a tourist's palate is not the same as a Malaysian's palate, so they've kind of gotten used to that. So the next thing we immediately noticed when we came to Penang was how family friendly it is as a destination. It makes it one of the best holiday destinations, I think, for a family to come to. It's not like Bangkok or Manila where there's a pumping nightlife. There is a nightlife here. If you want to go out and party and hang out with people and have shots and things like that, there's other countries in Asia to do that in, but it's really family friendly. So like we've been on a couple of tours, and on those tours they've been really accommodating of the kids, really trying to make it focused on that Escape Penang. Yes. They were really good with the kids.
Yes, they wanted to know us and their names and have a chat to them, and just generally, they're always friendly, always wanting to know who you are, where you've been, what you like about Malaysia. Can't go anywhere without a conversation.
It's a really family-friendly destination, and that's what we like about it. Obviously, we have a family, and the centre walking street in Bangkok's not really for us. The red light districts are not really for us, right? So it's nice to come to a place where family's first and everyone's wanting to spend time with their families and do things like that. So that's something we definitely noticed. I've been doing a little bit of driving here. Obviously, I have the international license in my account. Penang specifically seems to be a harder place to drive than just about any other place we've been to. I don't know whether it's the fact that there's more motorbikes. I actually think that's the reason. There's more motorbikes. Yeah, it's way more like hustle bustle.
But we did find out a fun fact yesterday, because you are actually allowed to go through a red light if you're turning when it's not signposted. So you are actually allowed to go through a red light when it's not signposted. If it's signposted and says do not go through red light, obviously do not go through red light. But red lights normally mean stop.
In Australia,
Australia normally means stop, not go. So a little bit of confusion in that sense, or it causes more chaos.
Yeah, that's part of it too, and I think it's just maybe there's a different mentality on the island when it comes to driving. I also think it has a lot to do with the one-way streets that are everywhere around here.
Yes,
We're staying in Gurney,
everywhere.
and there's one-way streets everywhere. And this leads to the next thing about the roads and stuff here. It's actually really difficult to cross roads here in Penang because they're all one-way roads.
Yeah.
You're trying to cross 6 lanes of traffic at one time, opposed to maybe like 3 this way, stand in the middle, 3 that way. So as people that like to walk around, if you've watched any of our videos, we like to walk around. It's actually been a very difficult city to walk around in, even though the infrastructure is not actually that bad from a walking perspective. It's just like you're trying to cross 6 lanes of traffic and there's no break. No. And then no one follows the rules when it comes to crosswalks.
Yeah.
We have to do the old like this, slow the traffic down and get a few honks and just cross, but pretty quick on our feet. I imagine if you're a little old lady or you got a pram, it'd be a lot harder.
Yeah.
Penang's expensive, but that's with an asterisk. I want to add that. I don't know whether it's because of COVID or whether it's a bit more touristy.
We're really unsure at the moment, because we've been from KL to Ipoh to Cameron Highlands to here, the food. Just one thing that we judge is food. It's much more expensive than what we have been seeing. So we're not sure whether it's a COVID price or whether it's tourist price.
And we've been speaking to a few locals as well, and they mentioned that inflation's a really big issue at the moment. So it could just be inflation and the cost of goods.
They've also got to truck it across the bridge to get here. So
yeah, that's true. But like compared to Ipoh, say for instance, the food would be 1.5 times the price. Do you feel like Penang's an expensive place to be? Accommodation, these kind of things
seems fairly similar.
Yeah, the grabs, everything else is similar, but the food especially seems quite expensive. Yeah. We love this place.
Loved it. We stayed an extra week.
We stayed an extra week. That's how much we love the place. It's a bit slower than KL Everyone moves a bit slow. Everyone's got smiles on their faces. Everyone's happy. Everyone wants to tour. Just what we want as a family. And Penang, we love you guys. We are hoping to come back again in the future. Is there anything we missed? Love to hear it. You know, leave it in the comments. We reply to all the comments. We love hearing from you guys. We love hearing your tips and advice, and they help shape our journey through Malaysia. So please be a part of our journey. So if you see us in your travels out and about, come and say hello to us. We don't bite, and we'd love to have a picture with you guys and have a chat.
We love pictures.
We love pictures. So I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Pauline.
And we'll catch us all
on the horizon.
Pauline made roti canai with egg and cheese on it. Pauline's amazing. If anyone, I'm the luckiest man on earth. I have the loveliest wife on the planet.